창문로야 점디 쇼거딜 쉬어다 아니 대들이 니마 탐에 아니 속도 당보디 아니 고주 저거지 쉬어이 아니 대링기 속도 당보디 토라야 아니 먼저 데 담전당에 숨이여 아니 다 녀자 된다디 랑가기 gembe 아니 직 가샤다 아니 쿠누기 ngojoki 다 경원 넘바 숨줄학자 지금 아주 페투요 말이 이내다 데린데 즉 야가질래야 된다 가셰 경원 아니 톱된 라체 다가는 진 디난 조체 안다가는 진 아니 된다 히마철 유니버시티 기 아니 레지스트라 아니 된다 미스터 Gyan Sagar Negi number sum to pay to Chung Yu Tamadelea, Digitu Ani number sumia period Chi Shui. Now I request Mr. Topdan and Rajeshwar Thakur and Gyan Sagar Negi, please come up the stage actually. Mr. Topdan ji. Gyan Sagar Negi ji. tabche unzu shucho shuyi and tamshe nange tangbudilya ani Gyan Sagar Negi ji. Sir, please, your time start and you have 20 minutes, sir. 20 minutes.
Thank you, Tsewang. Good morning to all. Ashidele. First of all, I'd like to thank Tibet Policy Institute for giving me this wonderful opportunity to be among this August House. When I was given invitation to join this conference, I was really not sure because I am not, unlike you people, like you are a scholar, practitioners, professors. I'm not a scholar. By profession, I'm a bureaucrat. I'm still working with the government of Himachal Pradesh. So when I got invitation, I was told that the participants of this conference may get opportunity to get the blessing of His Holiness as we got yesterday. That was my only motivation. So I could not resist that motivation. So I'm here among you. And I have been told to share my memories about Khunu Lama Tenzin Gyaltsen. As I told you that I'm not a qualified person, but only qualification, if you say so, is that I come from the same place. Rather, I'm proud to say that I belong to the same family. Khunu Lama Tenzin Gyaltsen and we are from one family. You all must be knowing that in Himachal, in Kinnaur, there are 3 administrative subdivisions. One is Nichar, another is Kalpa, another is Pu. Pu is more closer to the Tibet, and Khunu Rinpoche was born in one of the village called Sunnam in the Pu subdivision, which is quite near to Tibet. The nearest, this border with borders with the Tibet, Shipkila, is around 40 kilometers from our village. So Khunu Rinpoche and my family, in fact, Khunu Rinpoche's family shifted from my village. my village is Rushkalang, and Khunu Rinpoche's village is Sunnam. Khunu Rinpoche's family, maybe 5, 6 generation before, they shifted from my village to Sunnam. And he comes from a very good family. I mean, his family, we have one valley called Ropa or Gongul Valley. And there are around 5 villages in that valley. And I must say that that family, the Khunu Rinpoche's family, not my family, the Khunu Rinpoche's family is the first family. It is in social system, in regarding culture. I don't have much time to share why that family is the first family. But actually that is the first family. Still they are respected as a first family. Not, it was before Khunu Rinpoche's time. After Khunu Rinpoche, that family got more respect. But socially, that family is one of the best, the family in that valley. Regarding, because about Khunu Rinpoche, his father's name was Kalanpur, his mother was Norkit. And Khunu Rinpoche there were 3 brothers. He was born, I think most of you know much more about him regarding his scholarly things and all. So, in childhood, there is a system in our village that in childhood, most of the students, most of the boys, girls, they are taught Tibetan, they are made to learn Buddhism. So, Khunu Rinpoche first started his learning Tibetan or the Buddhist studies with his maternal uncle in the same valley, which is called Ropa. His maternal uncle also belongs to a very good family. Some of you, who are from Khunu, may be knowing that he belongs to the Tholpa family, which is a good, socially good family. So his maternal uncle name was Rasvir. He was Amchi as well as Lama. So his earliest teaching was with his maternal uncle. Thereafter, he shifted, he came to Lippa. There is one very important village in Kinnor. Historically, even if some of you who have read Kinnar Desh by Rahul Sanskrityan, he has mentioned that village. He has given a lot of discussion about that village. That is, I think, in Kinnor, one of the most important village from Buddhist perspective, Buddhist point of view. Even today, the family from one of the family from that village, they published Lotho, which is quite famous, Khunu Lotho. So he went to that family only, the family who publishes the Lotho. Khunu Rinpoche went to that family, and he got some teaching there. I think in 1930, around 1930, when he was at the age of 18 or 19, he decided to leave home and pursue the Buddhist studies. The people generally tells that when in the youth, when he was young, Khunu Rinpoche used to be very naughty. The day he left the home, prior to that, he went to his maternal uncle's village called Ropa. He had a good party there. And then he came and he didn't tell his family that he's leaving. He left the home. He went to Spiti, then Lahore, and then he came to Manali. I think he was short of he had no money with him. So some of the family from Kinnor, they are settled in Kullu, Raisen village of Kullu. So as his family was a good family, so they had taken some money from his family. So he went to them, he collected some money from them. Then he went to, I think, Sikkim. Sikkim, 3-4 years he was there. Then he went to, around 1916, he went to Tibet. Then he did his studies, Tashi Lunpo, Lhasa. And during that time, it is written in many texts, or I have been told by many people also that he had an opportunity to meet 13th Dalai Lama also. He said that it was very difficult. I mean, it was not easy to get the blessing of Dalai Lama ji those days. So he was fortunate enough to get the blessing. Then he studied there. I think that part I don't know much, but I just know that he went to different monasteries. Yeah, one important thing is the village Sunnam, they practice, Ningmapa. Sunnam, Rushkalang. In our village also, out of 5 villages, 2 are Ningma and 3 are Dukpa. So traditionally his village used to practice Pema Lingpa Ningma, and his maternal uncle was from Dukpa. So I think the Rime tradition, which he, practiced, that came from his childhood only. And the Lipa also, they practice Dukpa. So he went to the different monasteries, different institutions all around the Tibet, and then he came back. I think in 1938 or so. He came back. First, I think he went to Calcutta. He wanted to learn Sanskrit. Then from Calcutta, I think he then came to Banaras, where he started learning Panini, the Sanskrit Vyakaran and all. He spent quite a good number of time in studying Sanskrit. While studying Sanskrit, he used to stay in a mutt in a Hindu temple. And one of his companion who was also studying mutt, he was, I think, Mathadish of that mutt, Tekra Mutt. So they were very good friends, so he used to stay in their mutt. After coming back from Tibet, he came to Kinnor. He went around village to village. He taught many people. This time, with the Khunu Rinpoche Yangshi, the present Khunu Rinpoche, I had an opportunity to go to some of the villages, Sangla and all. There, when people came to know that Khunu Rinpoche is coming, lot of old ladies, they came. They came for his blessing and they were crying, you taught us how to say Om Mani Padme Hum. In Kinnor also, the 2 subdivisions, the Pu and Kalpa, there is, the Buddhism is quite prevalent there. But in the lower part of this Nichar subdivision, they practice Hinduism also. They practice, they have a Devta system. And I think it is Khunu Rinpoche who went to village and taught them how to say Om Mani Padme Hum and all. And I was told by Lota Rinpoche that when he was in Nichar, some people went, they said ki there is some illness in his family, do some puja. And Negi Rinpoche never used to do mo and puja, this kind of thing. He was just teaching. He refused them. Then some of people said, "ये कैसा lama है? ये तो छक्सुम भी नहीं करता है. He doesn't do any puja part." So he was not into this. He was like totally, practicing the real things. To share, to share my memories about Khunu Rinpoche. In 1976, when I was around age of 6, Khunu Rinpoche came to Ribalsar. And it was expected that from Ribalsar he will go to Manali, then from Manali to Karshat, then Piti, and then he'll come back to the village. So some of the people from village, they were planning to go and meet Khunu Rinpoche at Ribalsar. When people, and even my family, they were also planning. We all were planning to go to Ribalsar to get his blessing. So when we came to know, I was told, I don't remember that clearly, but I was told when they heard that Rinpoche is anyway coming next summer to Khunu, so people decided not to go to Ribalsar. Then my father said, I insisted, then we must go. Then we came to Ribalsar, we had his darshan. I vividly remember, he was in this old Nyingma monastery. Then when we met, my father said, now you will also become Lama in future, so you will cut your hair and do that ceremony. So I went to Rinpoche. Rinpoche asked me to say, Lama la kya sochiyo, Senge la kya sochiyo, Choi la kya sochiyo, 3 times. And he cut my hair, and then he blessed me. Then he asked me, will you be Lama? I said yes, but unfortunately I could not fulfill that promise. Regarding I think when we think what impact Rinpoche had, obviously he earned a distinction of being the teacher of His Holiness, the Dalai Lama. And he started, in Kinnor, he started, giving teaching to different peoples. But when I talk to the people, different people, he seems to suggest different thing for the different people. I was told in late 40s, when he was in Banaras, somehow he met Gandhiji. Gandhiji had some conference, religious conference. He met Gandhiji, and Gandhiji asked him, what book I should read if I want to learn, if I want to understand the Buddhism. Then it is said that he said the Atisha's Bodhipath Pradeep, lamp to the path of enlightenment. He suggested that book to Gandhiji. And when people from my village or different village, some village lamas, they went to Banaras or Bodh Gaya when they meet him. So I vividly remember one of our head lama from my village, he went to Bodh Gaya. There he remained there, I think, 2-3 months. There he taught him this Patul Rinpoche's book, this Word of My Perfect Teacher. And he not only taught him, he said, you go back and translate this and teach this teaching to all the villages, all the villagers. So he organized teaching in our temple in the winter. For 2-3 months, he used to read, translate, people used to come and listen. And one gentleman, he met me, and he said it was in 70s. he asked Khunu Rinpoche, what are you reading or what are you reading nowadays? So Khunu Rinpoche's reply was that he is learning economics. Can you imagine? So probably, though he is best known for teaching Bodhicharya Avatar to His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the people back home, they don't much talk about this Bodhicharya Avatar. Somehow, I don't know, I mean, most of the people in our village say, Khunu Lama Rinpoche said this word of my perfect teacher. You should read and practice and do that. So maybe with people, according to their capacity, he used to give them advice. I just want to share, during the Khunu Rinpoche's time, how was the relationship between Tibet and the Khunu? Tibet and Khunu used to share a very good relationship. There are many testimonies to that. The Lavi Fair, which is still being organized in Rampur, it started somewhere in 1742 by the Busher king. And those days, during that Lavi Fair, people from Tibet, they used to come to Rampur. The people from Chumurti area, they used to bring horses, which are very famous in Kinnor. They are sturdy, small horses. They used to bring there to sell, and they used to do the barter system also. This Shipkila, I remember till 10, 15 years back, trade used to happen with Kinnor and Tibet areas. People used to bring a lot of chigus. And they used to take different article from here, then they used to bring some this carpet and all from Tibet. And even lot of people, apart from Khunu Lama Tenzin Gyaltsen, lot of people used to go to Tibet for study purpose. You must be knowing one famous Geshe Rizin Tenpa. He also from my valley. He also went there. He has also the distinction of being one of the guru of present Dalai Lama, His Holiness the Dalai Lama Ji. And lot many people went there. I mean, for Buddhism, they used to look to the, Tibet. Sometime I was wondering, His Holiness says, we are, India is a guru and we are the chela. And I used to take pride in that also. I used to think, okay, yes, we had a Nalanda tradition and all. But just yesterday it came to my mind, I mean, actually, we the Himalayan people, I may be wrong, I have not heard of any scholarly people from Himalayan region who went to Nalanda, Vikramashila, and studied there, did the Buddhism. Rather, I feel that in the Himalayan region, Buddhism had come from Tibet. Yesterday, I was listening to the presentation of one presentation where Sikkim, how the Kamakagyu system came to Sikkim. So I feel, in real sense, for all of us Himalayan people, the Buddhism has come from Tibet. So I may be wrong, you can correct me, but this is just my thinking. Rather than, Nalanda traditions, hardly, or I don't remember, I don't know any name from the Himalayan region who went to Nalanda, Vikramashila, and studied there and did good job. All the masters, they are from different place, be it Shanti Rakshita, be it Guru Rinpoche, Nagarjuna, none of Dignaga, Dharmakirti, none of them they are from, I don't think they are from Himalayan region. So we should be grateful and thankful to Tibet for giving us such an wonderful thing, this called Buddhism. And we still are practicing. I mean, some of you are very fortunate that you are still practicing it, not only just taking the unnecessary pride and all. So our relationship with Tibet is, I think, long-tested one, and we should thank Tibet. In a way, this Chinese invasion to Tibet, it has been a blessing in disguise for we people. All the Lama, all the Rinpoches came. And like myself being from Tibet, I think this being from Sunnam Valley or Khunu Rinpoche's place, it is just a passport, like a passport to me. Wherever I go, I just say I'm from Khunu. Yesterday only, when we went to His Holiness blessing, after blessing, I went to monastery to take darshan. Then we went to light the lamp, butter lamp. So one elderly lady, Tibetan lady was there. I said, chomme, chomme, because I hardly know any Tibetan. She was not knowing Hindi or English. So she asked me something. I said, she is asking, where are you from? I said, Khunu. She immediately said, oh, Khunu Lama Tanzi Galsan. So I was so, and she started blushing. So being from that area, it has been very, we are blessed one. I had an opportunity to serve here in Kangra, in Dharamsala also. Thereafter, I was posted at Baijnath as an SDM also. Around Baijnath, there are a lot of monasteries, Tibetan monasteries, a lot of Rinpoche. So just being from Khunu, I had an added advantage. When I went to get their blessing, it was easier to get the darshan and all. So briefly, I think this is all I want to share. If you have any question. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. As being a nephew of Khunu Lama Tenzin Gyaltsen, so your remarks are very significant and remarkable. So for that, thank you very much. And then we have next speaker. Next speaker is Mr. Topdan. Mr. Topdan ji is a former banker, and he is a scholar on Kashyap and Piti and Khunu. And he has written a lot of books on these areas. So please start your presentation, sir.
Respected friends, good morning to all of you. I am greatly thankful to TPI for giving me this opportunity and honor to be present here and to present my paper. So I'm sorry, I am some handicapped by eyes, so I will read. My topic is historical documents from Lahore and the areas surrounding. So whatever works I have done, so I have compiled that portion, and I am reading that.
अच्छा मैं करा देता हूँ ऊपर ये मैं करा देता हूँ ठीक है
Lahore is one of the two subdivisions of district Lahore and Spiti in the state of Himachal Pradesh. The areas surrounding it are Zanskar, Ladakh, Spiti, Kinnaur, Pangi, and Kullu. In my studies, I have covered Lahore, Spiti, Kinnaur, and Kullu. I have works on them published. I mention them briefly. 2008, Cultural History of Western Trans-Himalaya, Bashar Kinnaur. This is published by Aryan Books International, New Delhi. It contains, it concerns about Kinnaur. The second is in 2011, Exploring Malana, an ancient culture hidden in the Himalayas. This is published by Indus, New Delhi. This is out of print. Malana is an isolated village in Kullu. The third is 2015. It is about Spiti, a study in socio-cultural traditions. This is published by Kaveri Books, New Delhi. My studies about Zanskar and Lahore and Ladakh are not so good. This is because international scholars are focusing on these areas. Presently, I am working on Pangi. In our small societies, it is difficult to find enough documents on any particular subject like history of the nature as the professionals consider them of value. Therefore, we have to depend on several other kinds of supporting data. For us, all kinds of data, whichever helps us in our works, are historical documents. Such subjects are books, monuments, statues, paintings, carvings, written documents on any material like on any material like paper, metal, stone, etc. Unwritten and undocumented documents are like traditions, customs, rituals, legends, stories, songs, prayers, languages, etc. Besides, many kinds of information and opinions of the people are helpful in our study of a small society, of the small societies. We have to make them historical or useful. Useful. One, our work will take direction accordingly. I have got all the documents that I have been able to collect. I've got them published. So they are available readily to the interested scholars reaching them there. I mention the works and the kind of the matter contained in them. First is the first such work is on the documents, and the title is Historical Documents from Western Trans-Himalaya, Lahore, Zanskar, and Ladakh, 1996. It is published by Book India, Delhi. This is out of print. C. Dorji is, this is out of print. C. Dorji of Archaeological Survey of India, retired Joint Director. He is co-author. The book is, now, I mentioned, it contains the following documents in transcription, in Roman script with English translation. The works are contained in it are it and the method of their arranging is as under. As follows. वो है ना बस जी एक मिनट उसको पेन ड्राइव अच्छा आगे अच्छा ओके इट्स बैक इसको ये रख दो हाँ जी आगे यहाँ से ना नो एक मिनट Man, finns det ligger bara vid mission. कहाँ से है थोड़ा आगे होगा ना फ्रैंक नहीं आया हाँ जी यहाँ से थोड़ा आगे हाँ perfect हाँ जी आ गया okay the first book is contained in the first document contained in the book is ancient folklore in the memory of the people from Lahore. This is in the title is in the language of Lahore. Unmay Dviki Logui Garjapa Nam Laidu Nam Dvipa Yukso. This is by A.H. Franke, 1907. The second is B1, first collection of Tibetan historical inscriptions on rock and stone from West Tibet by A.H. Franke, published in 1906. These are published in lithographs. Lithographs. They were probably printed in Kyishong, and they brought about 40 copies of them. They are rarely available. The second collection of the same book, the same kind of book is by A.H. Franke. It was published in 1907. And the third is new documents that I have collected, new collections. Again, these have been separated under the headings as Lahore, Zanskar, and Ladakh. So they are in 3 sections, according to the material as they belong to them. Are documents in all the four dialects of in the first document, they are documents in all the 4 languages of Lahore. Totpa, these are Totpa, Punan, Tinan, and Manchet or Patan. Fortunately, we have been able to get a good copy of all these manuscripts, and then we have gotten them published in another book. That book is Moravian Missionaries in Western Tibet, Western Trans-Himalaya, Lahore, Ladakh, and Kinnaur. This is co-authored with C. Dorji. In the first that book, we have given transcription and translation, and in the second book, entitled as Moravian Missionaries, we have given the original in their, but in the manner they have published it. So they are readable, and they are very good copies. The book contains the facsimile of the documents. We can skip. These are all by Franke. All these 3 documents. The documents are the first collection of. I think we can skip. One addition is that Franke has given translation of Saint Mark, that is a religious book of Christians, and a part of it he has translated into Tinan language of Lahore. So that he has given here. Second is the second kind of work is on Kullu. The first work is Kullu, a study in history. From the earliest to 1900. It was published in 2000. Book India. It is now out of print. It contains one chapter. It was written by Sardar Hardyal Singh in Urdu, and it was published in 1885. So it contains the translation of that portion also in this book. Skip. The second book is again on Kullu. So it was written by one Jitu Diari, and he was minister in the court of the Rajas of Kullu, and the second was Bengali. He was finance minister in the court of Rajas of Kullu. They've written it in the history of Kullu in Tankri script, and it was published it was completed in, the manuscript was completed in 1850. So I have now given the transcription into Devanagari script and translation into English, and it was published by published in 2024 by State Museum, Shimla, Department of Language and Culture, Himachal Pradesh. Yes, we can skip. The other books, the latest books are, the one is Tibettv Society of Lahore. So in it, it is household and marriage. It is, the general study is household and marriage. And I have given an old, I have collected one old song, a very long marriage song. It has been given in translation, and the song is practiced in Ladakh, Spiti, Zanskar, and some part of Kinnaur. So they, but they are their language is somewhat different, but the pattern is the same all over the area, and its practice may be extending to Uttarakhand, Nepal, and some other parts also. The second book is historical documents from Lahore, from the Western Himalaya, from the Western Himalaya, Lahore and the areas surrounding. And in it, it contains a ritual song. It is also prayer and it's also song, but it is quite long. It has got distorted due to long use, but it is in practice. So it has been restored, and it has been published in original form and given translation also. The latest book is on historical documents. No. Historical documents from High Western Himalaya, Lahore, and the areas surrounding. It was published in 2021. 21 historical documents from High Western Himalaya and areas surrounding. It contains. It may be it contains documents about collected from Lahore, from all the 4 cultural zones of Lahore. Then Zanskar, Spiti, Kinnaur, Barmor, and Pangi, Kullu, Himachal, Valsar Mandi, and Guge. So these are the areas about which the documents have been collected and given, and they are given by the translations. So, so I think it's over. Okay. That's over, I think. Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Topdan for your presentation. And as your presentation, there are so many living memories in Kasha Khunu Piti in terms of century-old monasteries and rock art. So if you want to know the detail about what Topdan talked about, please, you must read his recently published book named Historical Documents from the Western Himalaya, Lao and area surrounding. So you will get the detail about what he has given the presentation. And the next presentation we have Thakur Rajeshwar. Thakur Rajeshwar is Cho of Dinang, and initially we are invited the 5 Chos from the Lahore, but very fortunate is that we could bring at least 1 Cho from the Kasha. So he represents the Dinang Khar, and he will speak on the genealogy of the Dinang Cho. So I think your time start.
A very good morning to all the participants present here. And I'm really thankful to TPI, the organizer, the director, and especially Tsewang, who's allowed me to be present here and invited me to represent my family, Tinanjo, one of the 4 ruling families of Lahore, which is situated in the western Himalayas, south of Ladakh. So I'll just start the presentation. It's more of a PPT, and I'll just give a little bit of description in between. So we start with the location of Lahore. If you look at the map, we have the state of Himachal Pradesh being shown here. It has like 12 districts. And if you look at the uppermost section on the right, we have the Lahore and Spiti district. So this is a newly formed district after independence, and Lahore and Spiti is basically 2 regions and is divided by the Kunzamla. And Lahore here is my concern, and Lahore, as you can see, the central part, Kelong, and just between Kelong and Sisu is my ancestral family, a village called Gunla. And if you look at the map, we have Ladakh on the north, and Zanskar, Chamba on the west, Kulu on the south, Spiti in the east, and further we have Tibet as our neighbors. So anyone who's not informed about Lahore is that we have another term for Lahore in the Himalayan region, and this is especially used by the people who speak the Tibetan language or any similar language. So another name for Lahore is Garja. Mostly the Tibetans use it, the Ladakhis use it, the Spiti use it. So Lahore is not well known to them, but Garja is the proper term and the local term that has been used since centuries. So this whole area, if you look at the map, Ladakh, Lahore, Spiti, and even Khunu here, Kinnaur, is close to the western Tibet, the Guge region. And this area, in the very early part of the history, was part of the Ngari Korsum, which was ruled by the descendants of Nimagon. And there is a speculation that, especially the upper Garja, the Lahore, was a part of the Ngari Korsum broader region in the early part of the 10th, maybe from the middle of the 10th to the 11th, 12th centuries. So now we come back to the location. If you see the location, this is the village Gunla. Once you cross the Rotang Pass, before the opening of the Atal Tunnel, you cross the valley and you reach the Tinan Valley. So this is the principality that my ancestors were ruling back in the days before the independence. And the specific landmark to recognize the village, the Khar here is close to the village, down on the right. And if you look at the mountain on the top, this mountain is a very sacred mountain as far as the Buddhist beliefs of the locals are concerned. It's called Drilburi. And this mountain, you see, we circumambulate it clockwise every year. It's a part of the Kora. And especially since the Laholis are mostly Jukpa Kargit followers, we circumambulate it, I think, in the month of September. Now there will be an event. And it's a very popular site of the Chakra Samvara, the Demcho. And our village is just based on the lower part of it. This is one of the landmark. And there's another one, it's a cave. There's a series of caves below this mountain, the sacred mountain. And this cave is mostly associated with the well-known Drukpa yogi, Gyalwa Gozangpa, who traveled to Swat in the 12th century, and he passed through Lahore, Garja, to reach the pilgrimage site. And he stayed here, as far as his biography is concerned. He's stayed here for twice, and meditated in most of these caves. So there's another landmark to recognize the location of Gundla and the Khar, the Tinan Khar. And now we come down to the family lineage and a little history about the family. As I told, there are 4 families in Lahore, in the Upper Lahore. The others are not here today due to the landslides and the flood situations in Kullu and Lahore. We have the Kolong Jo family, we have the Barbok Jo family, we have the Gumrang Jo, and one is Tinan Jo, the one whom I'm representing at the moment. And now, as far as my family is concerned, we have one of the earliest document where we get an information about the origin of the family and from where we come from. So, as you see, the name of the document is Sergi Melong, the Golden Mirror, and it's written in Tibetan. And some of the facts that we get to know from the document is that given here, in a serial wise. And this document was, composed in the Tibetan script in the 16th century, around the middle of the 16th century. And the occasion was the death of the chief Harya in the 1560 CE. So we come to know about the date from the reign of the contemporary Kullu king, Bahadur Singh. So it's the time period when this Sergi Melong was composed at the death of the chief Harya. And this chronicle gives us information about the origin and the lineage and the clan of my ancestors. And the chronicle, it states that the family originally came from Guge in western Tibet, which was the former Zhangzhung or the Shangchung area. And it's also mentioned, there's another old Khar from where my family migrated. In Guge, it's called Chakar. So probably I think it's a symbolic place, maybe the representation of the actual Khar that was there. Its English translation is like iron castle. So probably there won't be any iron castle, but maybe a symbolic representation of an old castle in Guge. And following that, it also provides information about the lineage and the clan of our families related to one of the earliest deities of, probably the pre-Buddhist, I think, pantheon, Ozalla. And our family is descended from Ozalla. And then the chronicle gives us further information about the castle that was situated in the village Gunla. And for people, from different parts of Lahore, they usually refer it to as Tinan Khar. But if but there's a certain name, a regional name, a local name for a Khar. It's called the Nalzeku Khar. So this is the reference that has been given in the Tibetan script, the Sergi Melong, that the family was residing in a Khar, which was named Nalzeku Khar. And then we also have the information about the genealogical tree of the family until 1650 CE, at the time of the death of the chief Harya. So this is the genealogy of the Tinan Jo. Tinan is now like a big area. It's like around 15-kilometer area at the present times. Maybe it was a bit big at some part of the history. So Tinan is an area like 12 kilometer, as I said, in the present day. And the genealogy at that time starts with the Rana Phala. So it's all written in Bhoti. And he's the first ancestor who's, starting the lineage, who came from Guge to Garja. And then his, his son Dorje Pala or Dorje Phala. There are different, we have got different documents, and it's not clear whether it's Phala, is Pala, or so. early documents say it's Pala, then we have some other documents that Phala, then we have Pal. So it's a little, not clear still, but I think it's more like Phala at the moment, as far as the earliest document is concerned, and Pala as well. So I put it in the bracket. And here, when we allot like 25 years to all the these ruling Jews, then we come to a time period around the end of the 13th century, when the family migrated from Guge, whatever the circumstances would have been. And it was Rana Phala who first came to Tinan in Garja, Lahol, and resided in Gunla. And he was, his son, Dorji Phala here now, was the one who is the most well-known among all the, the genealogy. And he was the one who built the khar, the Nalzeku khar. And he also was the one who was instrumental in, writing a very old kangyur that the family possesses from the 14th century. The art historians from the Vienna University have given a date from around the end of the 13th century to 14th century. One of the earliest, there are few pages in that which are very old. So it's been compared even to the Tholing manuscripts. So we have one of the earliest kangyur, and it has been extensively studied by the Tibetologist Helmut Toscher from the University of Vienna in the 90s. And he's also assigned it a date of around the end of the 13th century and the beginning of the 14th century. So in that we have two dedication, these poems related to Dorji Phala, and then we come to know about the, one of the evidences for the dating of Dorji Phala as around the end of the 13th century and the beginning of the 14th century. So the lineage holder then goes down to Nima Phala, Nangha Gyalpo, Sonam Palde, Sonam Gyatso, and then we have Teshi Gyalpo. Then the younger brother Tsering Gyalpo, he has his own lineage, and I think Teshi Gyalpo doesn't continue. And then certainly, then later in the 15th, around the 16th century, we have the Indo-Aryan terms being used for our family. Like Parikha could be an Indo-Aryan term. Then Bhagmanta is clearly an Indo-Aryan term. Harya, and now this Harya is the chief when this document was compiled. The Sergi Melong. And then again, his younger brother is Gyalpo. And then we come down, we have Harya, whose son, Teshi Palbar, then he has 4 brothers. And again, we come back to the Tibetan names. And around the middle of the 17th century, 18th century, again, we have the Indo-Aryan terms being used back. So we have like Rupchand, Bhagchand, Dharamchand, Dumarchand, Hirachand, Gyanchen, and in the end we have Fatehchand, who was the last ruler of the Tibetan Principality until the system was abolished. And his younger brother was Nirmal Chand. He's my grandfather. So I'm his grandson. So with that, the lineage, as far as the rule of the Jews were concerned, stops there. And this is one of the earliest, picture photographs that I collected from the house, from my cousin, elder sister. This is Thakur Hirachand from the 19th century, from the later part of the 19th century, and he was the one who, lived quite long, and we have one of the earliest photos, I think, probably taken by maybe the Moravian missionaries or maybe some other European explorers at that time. And this is the last chief of Tinan, my elder grandfather, Thakur Fatehchand. So he died in the 1990s. And the other portrait is of my grandfather, Nirmal Chand. This was taken by one of his friends. And then I'll just give you a little visual, show you visual images about the early black and white photographic documentation of the Nalzeku khar by foreign explorers in the 20th century who were traveling to Ladakh, to Central Asia, to maybe to Zanskar, even all the other surrounding regions. And this is one of the earliest black and white pictures we have that was taken by C.G. Bruce. He was a British official and a good mountaineer. So he visited for the mountaineering expeditions, and then he saw, because the old route to Ladakh was earlier was below this khar, and the khar used to be on the top, and people whoever would pass from Ladakh, Zanskar, and other regions, they would always see it, and they even the travelers who would come from different countries, they would easily see it because it was along the ancient trade route, and they would then photograph it. So this, you can see in this picture, we have 2 types of architecture here. One is, you can see the flat roof, the one on the lower side. These are the local architecture that we have in Lahore for the khar as well as for the houses. It's made of mud and stone. And the other one you can see is more like a tower, vertical, and you can see it's more like the Western Himalayan, the architecture we have in Kullu and in other parts of Himachal, and even I think in Uttarakhand. And this is the Katkuni structure, where we have this stone and wooden, one after the other. And so here we can easily see that the local architecture is more ancient. It's from the time of the Dorji, the second chief of Tinan, from the 14th century. And then this one is from the 18th century. The tower that you are seeing is from the 18th century when Lahore was conquered by the Kullu king in the beginning of the 18th century. And then while coming back from the expedition, he married into our family. And then in memory of that, he made a tower and instructed maybe some locals from Kullu workers to go and make a tower in the tradition of the Kullu architecture. Which was very different from Lahore, because Lahore is mostly not much wooded, it's mostly barren, and we don't find much wood there. So this is a later addition to the already existing Nalze Kukhar. Then there's another one from the different side. That the earlier picture was taken from the south, from the entrance. So this is looking south from the north, again taken by one of the early explorers, European explorer. And there's another one. And this is taken by the well-known Russian painter Nicholas Roerich when he visited Lahore in the 1929-32 period. In the summer, he used to stay above Kyishong with his family for 4 months, and when coming from his home in Nagar in the Kullu Valley. So this is, you can see the original Nalze Kukhar is on the right side with the white plaster. And this building is no more now. Only we have the surviving tower in the Katkuni style. So this is the original structure or the old structure of the Tinan Khar or the Nalze Kukhar of the documents. And then Nicholas Roerich was a very devoted and great artist, and he made numerous paintings on Tibet, Himalayan region, around 6,000 of them. And most of them are still preserved. And one of his artwork related to Lahore was, because he could also easily see it, and so he made one of the, I think, around 100 paintings he made of Lahore, Nicholas Roerich, while living in the meadows up from Kyishong in the summers. So now we come down to the modern times, changing times and the heritage preservation. So this is the current view of the Nalze Kukhar, or maybe a part of the Nalze Kukhar. You can see the old structure buildings made in the local style is no longer there. And we only have the wooden stone structure, which is earthquake resistant. Is still there, around 320-30 years old. Probably it was constructed in the year 1700 CE by Raja Mansingh from Kullu. And this is also now like, in not a very good shape. And this is the surrounding village and the landscape and the fields. And this is another close-up of a 6-storied building. And this is how the situation looks like at the moment. We have some of the statues, the old statues, still preserved inside the prayer room, the Chokyang, of the Bodhisattvas. And some murals not in good condition. Maybe it needs some renovation. And you can see another one. And this is the door with the, some carvings and all, and some stuff of daily use that's still in the 6-story khar. So with that we finish, and it's like if you look at the present situation, this was already handed over to the Culture and the Language Department in 2003 by my elder grandfather, and since then it's been under them for the last 20 years, and they've been doing some sort of renovation work, restoration work, and now we look forward to the department to raise some funds so that the intact structure gets retained as part of our culture heritage. And so that the future Lahori generations and even the historical, the historical thing remains with us. So with that I conclude. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Thakur Rajeshwar, for your wonderful presentation, and you have concluded everything on time. Actually, thank you very much for that. Since we have some problem with the time management, but this time we have enough time actually for the question answer session, and so question answer session, the first preference goes to participant. If the participant has not anything to say, then we have to go to the observer.